And we are back because I definitely be humble. You still here, man? Let's see. Let me get to these comments. Um, it's a lot of comments, so you have to bear with me. Be humble said to Nelson Beauty. It's actually the Fed. I'm not sure what you meant by those two comments. They said, Be humble said the Fed gives money to the state and the money flows. That's what the 750 they shouldn't do. It's a waste of money. Be humble said spaces totally sounds like a Trump word salad. Nelson Beauty said to be humble. Then why is the federal government giving the checks to individual families now since they're not supposed to? Good point, Nelson Beauty. Be humble said they can still do it, just like the stimulus checks. That's a waste of money that the government gave out, which they never should have did. Be humble said to spaces, me. She is the VP. She can't overstep the president with immigration. Are you really trying to tell me that Joe Biden is our acting is currently our president right now? But on paper, sure. On paper, he's definitely absolutely. But you think he's running the world right now, bro? Come on, man. Or running the U.S. I mean, I'm sorry. Let's see. Be humble. Trump asked the Republicans could not sign the bill. You're talking about the bipartisan deal. We talked about that. Nelson Beauty said to be humble, the last two checks were federal loans. If you received them and had to file taxes, you had to claim them and pay them back through taxes. All right, Nelson Beauty. Be humble. He has Republicans in his pocket. A lot of Republicans made that statement. Trump asked them to not sign the bill. Nelson Beauty, be humble said to Nelson Beauty, really, I actually didn't get any. I guess I was fortunate. You probably made too much. I think there was no, because I know people that were rich that were talking about there was an income limit on it, I thought, on the stimulus checks. Oh yeah, you just said it. Those in certain tax brackets didn't receive. What you could be humble. All right, you make too much money to get stimulus. What's your pocket looking? I'm just kidding. Be humble said it was for insurance deductible. I didn't hear her say that in the video. Maybe she did. Maybe I misheard her. Let me see. $750, bro. What?
All right, so listen.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna have to sign into YouTube Premium on this computer, yo. Let's see. Because I did hear, to her credit, and I didn't get to say this while Maul was here, but to her credit, she was talking about reimbursing the companies that were helping with the debris removal. Cool. Absolutely. Appreciate you. I can admit I wish he was here to hear that. But even though I don't like Kamala Harris, like I said before, I can give credit where it's due. If you do what you're supposed to do, or if you do something that's good for American people because you represent America, then absolutely, I give you credit. I think she said something like up to 150% reimbursement for debris removal in this particular video. Heck yeah, absolutely.
Have been paying close attention from the beginning to what we need to do to make sure the federal resources hit the ground as quickly as possible. And that includes what was necessary to make sure that we provided direct federal assistance. And that work has been happening. I want to thank the governor for his leadership and his close coordination with the federal government, with our administration. And I want to thank the local leaders for together creating a task force-like response, knowing that we are at our best when we work together and coordinate resources, coordinate our communications to the maximum effect for the community that has been impacted. And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been.
Heck no, it wasn't for insurance deductible. Be humble. That's not what she said. She said it's for food and I was about to make a joke about car seats because she keeps talking about it. But no, it was for direct needs. Now some beauty said she didn't put any dollar about the organizations, just general jargon, like thousands of dollars. You see what I'm saying, Naps and Beauty. You see what I'm saying. What's the actual budget for this matter, Madam Vice President? And that's what I'm talking about. Like she'll say these things that are general and sound good, but not giving specific information. And I'm not talking about if you have to have a step by step plan. I'm talking about what are at the least the first 3 steps. We've donated thousands of dollars, or people have lost thousands of dollars. Okay, cool. Okay, you're gonna, again, specific plan. You saying people can apply for this, whatever, this $750, this not even change on the dollar, but how do they do it if everything around them is gone? People use that term loosely. I don't have anything at all. I'm talking, this is literal. Your house, you were watching your house swim down the road. How am I supposed to apply for that? Come on, man. Stop it. Be Humble said, Maul, that's 100% correct about homeowner insurance. Yeah, definitely. I was about to say, learned me something, taught me something today. Be Humble said to Spaces, the 760 wasn't to make 750, wasn't to make them whole to help start the process. Bro, no. You don't get that. You don't get that. $750? No. I'm actually curious because the flooding that I saw, what are the local grocery stores looking like? I'm curious. Genuinely curious, because what we just saw was absolute. That was what? Come on, man. And then I've seen a whole bunch of clips of people talking about they're not getting trucks or like organizations to actually help them. It's all people from local organizations, like next door neighbor type of thing, that's bringing the people supplies. It's not even like a government. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. Let's see. Nasty Beauty said to be humble. You were definitely in another tax bracket if a check wasn't given to you. The very first check was gifted by the feds. The other 2 were credits from the upcoming tax return. Be Humble said to Nasty Beauty, yeah, I didn't know. And Republicans were against the stimulus checks. They should have been. We shouldn't have got that. I agree with not getting them stimulus checks, because what did they do? And the stimulus checks were higher. Bro, think about that. The stimulus checks were higher than what these people are getting, and their entire lives are destroyed. Stop it. Be Humble said to Nasty Beauty, yeah, I didn't know the Republicans were against the stimulus checks, and so was I. Oh, okay. I didn't see that part. Be Humble said to No Key, I only want to do us to do better as a people. Absolutely. No qualms with that whatsoever. DHPX said she ain't gonna do nothing because she ain't doing nothing now. He said, vote for me. Yeah, bro, like absolutely nothing. People try to make that excuse like, oh, she's a vice president. What is she supposed to do? Listen, I've never told anybody this before. I think I might have told one person maybe. But listen, if Michelle Obama was running for president right now, and she was talking about we need to focus on schools, we need to focus on kids, we need to hard soul focus on bettering the school system, making them safer, specifically on those things. If that was her sole focus, as much as baby deletion and diabetes medicine is a focus of Kamala Harris, she still wouldn't get my vote, but she would be a better candidate to me than Kamala Harris. Absolutely. Because the reason why I say that is because we saw evidence of her doing that while Barack Obama was president. We saw evidence of her in schools. We saw evidence of her helping deliver certain foods to schools in their lunches and for the kids' lunches and stuff. We saw evidence of that. I see no evidence of Stop. Be Humble said to DHPX, as VP can't do a thing That ain't their job. Nasty Beauty said, I totally understand. It really messed up the economy big time during and after the pandemic. We're still paying taxes on that. Be Humble said, just look up the roles and responsibilities of a VP. People do whatever they want to do, bro. DHPA said she is the active president. I know they roles. Be Humble said, to Nasty Beauty, I can't lie. I was a little jealous. I was a little jealous that people getting this free money, this free $1,000. The subject was about health insurance. Okay, I see what Ma was saying. What Ma was talking about earlier. Be Humble said to DHPX, if you did, you wouldn't make that statement. VP can't make policy. I agree with you when you're right. I agree with you when you're right. Where are we at? Okay. Nasty Beauty said to be humble. When people realized they'd actually owed taxes back for the credits, they regretted it hard. Facts. Fashion Nova, Sheen. I bet the closet full of all of those cheap clothes. You got to pay the government right back for it. And I was trying to tell people that when they were giving out the stimulus checks, I was like, you're gonna have to pay that back, right? Instead of people having the forward thinking, instead of people being proactive, people like to be reactive. And I noticed that about a lot of people, including myself with a lot of things. People like to be reactive, and certain situations dictate certain actions, right? So sometimes you need to be proactive. You need to be in front of whatever is the worst case scenario that can happen. You need to be prepared for whatever can happen. It may not even be a bad thing. But in other situations, you need to sit back and wait and see what happens. But in that regard, it was like, you're going to have to pay that back. And guess what people were saying when I said that? I just deal with it when I got to. They said, I'll just deal with it when I have to. And guess what? When it was time to deal with it, they still complained. Anyway, so DHPX says she's an active president. Biden is incompetent. They declared that 2 months ago. I know what I'm talking about. Don't get to saying ish if you don't know. I do my research. Be Humble said, I don't care about the woman. I just know the people out here making really dumb statements and have no clue how things work. I don't know everything myself. I know exactly how it works, DHPX said. Be Humble said, DHPX, bro, you seem like a cool dude. We definitely discuss more on my information page. Be Humble said to me, Repubs love Israel more. Space's FEMA money is not running out. That was a lie. Space is smiling to find out it's all a lie. Stop it, bro. Okay. So if it's a lie, then it's a lie. I'm talking about it as it stands right now. As it stands right now, bro. Let's hear from, where is it? It's the wrong one. That's not it either. Oh, okay. I'll just look it up right now then. Because somebody out in the clouds haven't seen this yet.
State and federal officials continue to survey the widespread destruction caused by Hurricane Helene. Our nation's emergency funds are running low. FEMA officials announced while the agency has enough.
What did she say? Let me slow it down for you.
By Hurricane Helene, our nation's emergency funds are running low. FEMA officials announced while the agency has enough money to deal with the immediate response to Helene, could run out of funds before hurricane season ends, and that is on November 30th. Capitol Hill correspondent Eric Rosales has that report. Eric.
Good evening, Tracy. This is definitely not the news you want to hear, especially if you're living in the southeast part of the country. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, also known as FEMA, says it has enough money to handle the latest disaster, but the $20 billion that it has in reserves could be depleted soon.
What we're also doing and planning for right now is how do we...
I'm just wondering how. How? Because I don't know, maybe, and this is a genuine thing because I don't know. But in order for funds to go low, you had to have been using the funds. Am I lying? Am I off? In order to be losing money, in order for money to go low, you had to be spending it. Genuine question. What has it been spent on? Because I don't know of any other natural disasters that have happened recently that will cause the money to be as low as what they're talking about in this. But I digress.
We continue to bring resources in that can sustain the need for the next several weeks, or as long as it takes to get some of these critical services like water restored to these communities.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said in a statement, quote, "We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season." As of Monday, President Joe Biden was weighing whether he needed to call Congress back into session to approve more funds. Lawmakers aren't due to return to the Capitol until November 12th. However, such a request might prove complicated. House Speaker Mike Johnson says there is not a need for lawmakers to return early.
This is going to go on for some time. We certainly are grateful for all the first responders who are actively working under very difficult conditions. Congress has previously provided FEMA with the funds it needs to respond, so we will make sure that those resources are appropriately allocated.
This week, a bipartisan group of lawmakers from states impacted by the storm urged their colleagues to be ready to return.
First, making sure that every type of fund within FEMA or within DHS that can be transferred temporarily there to serve the immediate needs, we should do it. Secondly, if Congress has to come back for a week or for a few days to make sure that we can appropriate money so that they're taken care of, then that's what we ought to do.
Others say Secretary Mayorkas has spent billions to house and aid illegal migrants, taxpayer money that should be going to help Americans.
The people of Asheville are really scratching their head that they're hearing from the DHS secretary they're out of money to help them, but they still have money to help people who have come to this country illegally.
FEMA says there's about 4,500 federal personnel on the ground in states hard hit by the recent hurricane, but residents say that help isn't arriving quick enough, and they are frustrated as the death toll continues to rise.
All right, now the last part he said. Hold on, let me play it back.
This country illegally.
FEMA says there's about 4,500 federal personnel on the ground in states hard hit by the recent hurricane, but residents say that help isn't arriving quick enough, and they are frustrated as the death toll continues to rise. At the Capitol, Eric Rosales, EWTN News.
Now, one thing I like to do, as you guys know, I like to ask questions, right? And this is a genuine question. Genuine question. Where are they? Where are they? He said there's FEMA says that there's about 4,500 personnel on the ground. I think. Hold on, let me not misquote him. Hold on.
Federal personnel on the ground in states hard hit by the recent hurricane, but residents say that
illegally.
FEMA says there's about 4,500 federal personnel on the ground in states hard hit by the recent hurricane, but residents.
So again, another question. 4,500 personnel on the ground. Okay. Where are they? I need to, because I'm honestly a seeing is believing type of person. Let me see what's going on. You say the people are there. That's 4,500 people. That's a lot of people. Someone will have shown some sort of physical evidence of these people being out there. Where is it? Because I haven't seen it. Then on top of that, I'm wondering how do I ask this question? How are they actually helping if the roads are, or everything is so damaged that nothing can move? Because we saw a video earlier about how damaged everything was. How are they? And I'm not, and again, this is a genuine question because maybe they're actually helping remove the debris. I don't know. But 4,500 people is a lot of people. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this video. About. Let me see. I need to find that video because this is important to this conversation. Let's see. Let me catch up with the comments real quick. DSPX said FEMA money definitely didn't run out. Be humble. You try to get up on the panel, bro. DSPX said talk about the dinar taking out the dollar. Interesting. Having technical difficulties. Say where Maul go? He had to go, and I wanted to keep this conversation going because there's something in particular that I wanted to show.
What's going on, friend?
About this conversation. I forget. Let me see. But while this is loading, Be Humble said part of the problem is DCR and not doing a government budget. What's CR? I don't know what CR means. Continual resolution. Oh, okay. Nasty Beauty said, according to independent financial analysts, if America keeps up this pace with the mismanagement of funds, we may hit a second Great Depression.
What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about.
Nasty Beauty, you on fire with the comments today. Hey, I don't know. Be Humble and DHPX said about this whole FEMA running out of money.
Stop the cap.
That's what they said. FEMA definitely didn't run out of money is what they said. Be Humble said to Nasty Beauty, just think during the last depression, the government did nothing for the people. Nasty Beauty said they sure didn't. A tiger never changes its stripes. I need to learn more about the Great Depression because there's some specific questions that I have regarding that. Make note of that. Shoot. Dang, man. I thought I sent myself this video. Hold on. Dang. Be Humble said Republicans were the president. You answered my question. That was the first question. Republicans were president during the Great Depression. So there's a sneaking theory, and I'd like you guys' thoughts about it. DHPX, Snaps and Beauty, Be Humble, Sierra, if you're out there, if you care to comment. There's a sneaking theory out there that would a second Great Depression or something to the like would be possible if Kamala Harris becomes president. That's a sneaking theory. And let me tell you why. Well, I want to hear you guys' thoughts first. And we'll see. And we'll go from there. Because, some people, I've heard the theory, and I've only heard theories as to why people think so. I haven't heard theories as to why people disagree. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. Because, okay, Be Humble said it wouldn't be because of the president, only because Congress wouldn't do their jobs. Interesting. Be Humble. Let me make sure I'm connected. Make sure I'm connected real quick. Yeah, I am. So Be Humble. If you want to call in, you can add us on IG, or can call us on IG, and we'll go from there. Because this is an interesting conversation, and I like hearing people's opinions about things. I'm so salty I can't find this video. I thought I sent it to myself, man. Let's see if I can find it this way. Nope. Oh, man. Naps and Beauty said this could happen under any party IMO. However, if it's under the Republican leadership, the Democrats could use it as a scapegoat. Now, absolutely. You are absolutely right with that. You're absolutely right with that. Now, the only thing about that, Naps and Beauty, is either side is going to blame either side. So if Kamala Harris does, people will say, well, you should have brought Trump in. If Trump wins, well, you should have brought Kamala Harris in. You know, so yeah, I think it's more, my theory is it's more likely to happen under Kamala Harris leadership. Why? Because she hasn't shown me anything to make me believe that she would be capable of preventing something like a Great Depression. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it. Be humble. Let me know if you're going to call in, bro. Let me know if you're going to call in, because I'll shoot. I'll make sure everybody can hear you. We're going to have a live call today, y'all. Trying to call now. All right, give me a second. Let's see. All right. Let me see. Add you. Hold on. Because I don't know if we have you. Yeah, add us, bro. Add us, and then I'll call you. Oh, no. There it is. That's a bet. Let's be humble right there. Hold on. Yo. Turn on. All right, go ahead. Say it again. Yeah. I can hear you. Go ahead. What you got to say? Whatever you got to say. On anything.
All right, so I'll start with the CR. The CR is the continuing resolution. That's what like the Senate and stuff used to.
Say that last part again. Yo, you there? Yeah, I can hear you. I was saying, say that last part again. The CR is a continual resolution.
Yeah, instead of them passing a full budget, what they do is they do something small. It's 6 month continuing resolution. So they don't fund everything.
they fund like the major things. Because one of the things, like I work for the Department of Defense, so it's kind of hard for us to even do our jobs consistently. Like every 6 months or even 3 months, we're doing a continuing resolution because, like one of the statements I made earlier, it doesn't really matter who's the president. It's if Congress can get their stuff in order. Because they're like, I made this statement earlier about the Republicans not passing immigration bill.
Wait, hold on a quick second. Keep that thought. Somebody said, we can't hear you. Y'all can't hear Be Humble, or am I just staring at am I just staring into space and y'all can't hear him? I got the phone up to the mic.
Turn your phone up.
Yeah, I did. It's on full volume. And it's on speaker.
Yeah, I had to cut my thing off. Forgive me.
A little. Hold on.
You can't just pull me in.
Nah,
y'all use Streamlabs?
No, not yet. That's the thing. We got to get that set up. But I think it should be decent now, though.
Okay.
But go ahead. You working? Now you said you're working. Okay, no wonder why you ain't getting no stimulus check. Okay.
Oh, stop it, man. No, but it's kind of hard because it like when they do these CRs, they don't fully fund like the full Department of Defense.
Okay, so
and like a lot of times, like certain departments get less money when they only do like a CR instead of them fully funding the government, which they haven't fully funded the government in a long time. I would say before 44. So it's been a while. So I can see it's possible that the money could be running on FEMA, but the government's not gonna let that happen. That's just not gonna happen. I mean, like when it comes to stuff like that. And one of the statements I did say about Israel, I mean, if you think like Republic, because we consider this to be a Christian country, period. So when it comes to Israel, if something goes on over there, no matter if it's a Democrat or Republican, they're going to fund money to Israel. That's just the nature of the beast. And when it comes to that, it's either send money or send troops. Which one would you pick? I mean, that's when it comes to it, you only got two choices: send bodies or money. And we don't want to send our troops. Think about Vietnam. We sent our troops over there to fight. We had a lot of situations when they came back. I mean, at the end of the day, after Vietnam, what happened? We had to spend money on the troops. So like it's you're gonna send money one way or another. When it comes to these wars overseas and stuff like that, when we send money, so it's either send money or send the troops.
So here's my question to you. When you saw the picture that I posted, I had up earlier that showed the different amounts that we sent to.
The money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm disgusted by that myself. I mean, but like I said, the choice is send bodies or send money. I prefer them to send money. Because at the end of the day, this is not actual money like that's in a vault where, there's money to count. This is just like money. Like these are just, it's not actual money. If you see what I'm saying, this is not physical money that they're sending over there. So we don't, that money is not like in hand. They're not sending over actual cases of money to these countries.
So then that raises a question in my head. How does that work then? Because I'm not saying, I get what you're saying to an extent, because when I hear, when I see that it said, 896 million to one of those places, is it like printed money? Like, I don't.
No, it's not printed. It's no different than if you had a bank account and you only had $20 in it and you need to pay someone for $1,000, you just write the check for $1,000. But the government does have the ability to pay itself, pay that back. And part of it, they do go into debt. Yeah.
And that's one of the major things about all of this, right? Because, and that's my gripe with everything. It's like, just for even I I don't have an issue with necessarily sending money overseas, right?
Got you.
I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But why are they not taking care of home first?
When you let me ask you this: when you say home, are you referring to people that look like you and me?
People, American people, so people that look like us included.
Well, well, I'm gonna start with us first. That's just not gonna happen. But overall, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm just gonna give you. I don't like when it comes to reparations. I don't ever see that happening. Like we want it. It's never gonna happen. But when it comes to, I guess when it comes to us, like the whole country as a whole, they want to see things like. I think sometimes they look at it like everything's fine here. Even though there are like, drug problems and stuff like that. Overall, they view things are just fine here.
Who you said who thinks that? Because you said they. Who is they?
Those like in Congress. Those in Congress and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's just my main gripe. My main gripe is,
and also here's another thing with immigration. I don't agree with us spending the money, but after, like the governor from Arizona and the governor from Texas, we're sending these people to different places. The question is, would you want to see your city littered with dead bodies, or would you want the city to try to do something for these people? Since, what's the term, sanctuary city?
Yeah.
Would you rather your city just be flooded with a bunch of dead bodies, or would you like for them to try to do something for these people since they're here?
The issue with that is it's happening regardless, because we
but it's not because your city. It's not like your city is saying. It's not like your city is sending buses down there to pick them up to bring them here. Somebody else is doing it out of spite. So
True.
That's what it is.
True.
So your city is kind of like, it's either do this or have our city littered with dead bodies.
Well, that's you hear where I'm coming from, though. Mm-hmm. You hear where I'm coming from, because again, like what I was saying earlier with the bipartisan deal, it was, we'll cut the borders off if we can still fund these overseas entities. Why is it necessary for you to continue to fund them, for you to close the border? Close the border.
Because that's just the kind of way politics work. Like, one thing, when they do these bills, I would say 99% of the time, it's, if you hear what people say, it's going to be something on the next page. It's not going to be,
right,
okay, just immigration. You just flip to the next page, they're going to talk about, energy. Next page would be something in solar, and they're going to, because everybody in Congress has some money lying in their pocket, so they're going to put something in there to help the people that's helping them. So it's very rare. The only time that ever happens when it's something like with veterans, like the military. Oh, we're going to keep funding the military, to keep paying, military and veterans. That's the only time they do something that is just, like a one-page instead of all this extra stuff that's going to be in there. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, like, it's either, money or bodies. When it comes to over there, money or bodies.
Yeah, and like to answer your question, I would definitely rather send the money. In comparison, but not anywhere near in the denominations that we've been sending it. Not anywhere near, and that's what I've been saying. My whole sentiment about this immigration thing, and why I say what I say, and I'm so, I guess you could say, adamant about it, is because clearly you have a way of funding things. Government, clearly the government has a way of funding things. Mm-hmm. Regardless of if FEMA is going out, is running out or not, there's been money that's been dedicated to overseas entities and these immigrants here in the United States. There's multiple different reports of people, them getting the housing and the funding and the food provisions that American people have to work for to a lot of time, in a lot of cases, will never actually be able to enjoy. So if you can Hold on, let me pull it back up. Now, did I get rid of it? It's right here.
So recently, I was watching a video, and it happened. It was a guy. It was from I think from Chicago, and this is just my opinion, and this may sound kind of heartless and down on the brother. This is my take from it, where he was talking about, the immigrants coming here and, the city doing stuff for them and how it was going to create a lower class. He was saying basically I was going to create a lower class for black people. Part of me felt as though like, this is just my opinion and in my opinion only. I felt as though like he failed. I feel as though like, if you ever hear, oh man, like competition is good. So if you feel as though like them bringing competition to you that it's basically you're basically doomed, then you know in your heart you haven't done your part.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. I just feel as though this guy, like he was so animate because I feel as though at the end of the day, he hasn't done his part to make things better for himself, his family, his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the people around him. That's part of the reason why some people who are on the lower end of the I would say totem pole
Mm-hmm.
is because they really didn't do their part. Yes, there are things against you. I'm not saying this because like I'm so far beyond because where I'm at now in my life, because I know some of the things I had to go through, but sometimes we just don't do our part, and we don't want that competition. We don't want these people here because we feel as though it's going to affect our bottom line. I mean,
Here's a question for you. So you know a whole lot about this. So you said the government is never going to let FEMA run out, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if that's the case, why are they saying this?
Because, like Naps and Beauty was saying, the way things are scheduled now, it will run out. But, to report, that's reporting. That is correct. The way things are headed now, even like that news, that is correct. But they're not going to let them run out. So, like I said, yes, that is correct. It's not a lie. Like, the way we're headed, yes, it will eventually run out. Because, during these hurricane seasons, we have, Florida, down those areas have a ton of, hurricanes every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I never realized how bad things are because I was when I was in the Navy, I was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. I was so oblivious to how hurricane season really is until I got stationed there. Like it is crazy how many hurricanes like come through like just the state of Florida. Like you get like 10 to 12 like different situations throughout the year. So when you don't live in certain areas, then you don't it doesn't like really affect you. It's just a shorter version of a government budget.
Yeah, because
it's basically like a couple months. They'll fund the government for a couple months. Because if you look, like they haven't done an actual government budget, I think since '44, since 40, like Bush.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't. Everything's been CR, and that's like I said in the industry I work in. That's tough because some departments lose out because of money. You're not getting all the money
so
you would if there was a straight out government, full government budget.
So do you have an idea of, just in your opinion, on how you think the funding should go?
And
I don't know if you can speak on that, so if you can't, then don't worry about it. But
yeah. As far as like,
well,
how it should go.
Because I mean, right now we're saying they only have they're practicing CR.
I think the Congress should be made to, regardless of how they feel about one of those, they should be made to stay at work until they come up with an actual budget. Now look, you saw that video you played. They're at home to November. Like, come on, man. You got us working on a 6-month budget where you get to go home instead of like doing a 5, 6, 8-year budget. This is how you get to go home
and chill.
And that's where a lot of the problem lies too. I think you mentioned it before, and I said it before. I believe like Congress and them should have terms. Mm-hmm. That's where a lot of problem lies, because if there were terms, you couldn't line people's pockets. Because if you were flipping somebody every 3 to 4 years, it'd be hard to line their pockets for them to try to put something in place.
You think it would work like a basketball or a sports contract then? They will just front load it?
That's possible. But it would depend. Like if you have a Republican in this district,
true.
Only way it's going to work if there's another Republican that wins in that same district. So that's what I'm saying. Like if there was more terms, it would be harder to, like you said, front load it. It would be harder to do that.
Yeah, this is very informative. This is very informative because I just don't see, as it stands, as you know, on my, because you pretty much hear every week, my ultimate concern about this upcoming election is who is toughest on immigration, illegal immigration. Mm-hmm. That's number one. So, and I see, and then bringing funding back to the American people, because after this stuff happens, right? After all, let's just say whoever gets in office, and they close the borders and we get a whole nother Obama with the great deporter in chief. Mm-hmm. What about all this money that you've been giving all these people? Are we just gonna let that be? Just gonna sweep that under the rug? We're gonna let that be water under the bridge, or are we gonna say like, okay, we gave all of this money to other people. Now we need to see how we can do something similar at the very least for American people.
So my response to that, I'm gonna start with the first part. Not to dispute what you said, but
no, go ahead.
The president does not deport anybody. ICE, Customs, ICE, that's their job. They're an entity of the government, correct? But the president is not deporting anybody. He never talked about what his departments did. He let them do their job. And, the guy after him made a big deal about it because he ran on talking about that all the time. And sometimes, that's where things get, blown out of proportion. Is that statement correct that you made? 100%. A lot of people were deported during 44's presidency. But did he talk about it? No. But did it happen? Yes. Because he let, like I said, certain departments just run their job. And that's not what he ran on. I mean, could he stop certain departments from doing it? He probably could have. But he let those people do their job.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he let ICE and them do their job. It wasn't an issue until 45 came, and then people start getting upset because a lot of, what's the old saying? You can catch, what is that? You can catch flies with honey. Sometimes if he just
more than vinegar or something like that.
Yeah. If he just would have been quiet about things would have just happened, and it wouldn't have been like people always up in uproar and fighting back against, what he, had to say. If he just would have let things just take its course, things would have happened. But he had to be on the mic, be seen, and talk about things all the time. Which eventually leads to a problem. If I'm coming to you every day with some craziness, eventually you're gonna get tired of hearing me say it, right? So in a sense, it's just like people just got tired and like, man, enough of this, and basically rebelling against what he had to say.
You're talking about you can't say his name. You gonna call him 45? You ain't gonna say his name.
That's what I'll say. Have you seen the movie Freddy versus Jason?
Not in a long time.
Okay, so how they beat Freddy in the movie is they stop saying his name.
Right.
So there you go. So that's just so that's how you beat. That's how you beat the person. You stop saying his name, you win. But to say his name, Trump. There you go.
Okay. Oh, like God, what is this, Lord Voldemort? What's going on here?
No, but that's just how you win, man. Somebody like that. Stop saying his name and you win.
I mean, but don't you think you give him even more strength by not saying his name? No, because
No.
that's what.
Have you not seen? Like I said, if you watch Freddy vs. Jason, they stopped saying Freddy's name. He lost his power. No different here.
Have you seen Harry Potter?
Never.
Oh, that's why. Because when the person that holds the power is the person that don't nobody want to talk about. It's basically what they're saying, and basically everybody in Harry Potter never said Voldemort, or depending on how you listen, Voldemort, because if you spoke on them, then it's bad luck.
I was pretty much here.
So Harry Potter was like Voldemort. Why are everybody scared to say his name? Dang, I've been looking for. All right, bro. Thanks for the information, man. Good talking with you.
No problem, man.
All right. Woo, that was very, very informative. I definitely never, even in all of my research, I probably wouldn't have come across CR, the term CR, and that's very important. That's very important to know, because if that's one thing I can say on both ends that people talk about is there is no financial plan. There is no financial plan. So with Be Humble saying there's part of the problem of these CR is these CR, these continual resolutions. I don't see why. See, man, this is it's like I love the information. I love the acquired information. I love learning new stuff. But it's like as soon as you learn something new, there's a whole nother layer to each and every single thing that you learn. A whole new layer to it. And that's wild. Because like Be Humble was just saying, why are you not devising the plan? Y'all are at home. Y'all are chilling. That's a genuine question. For real. Why are y'all not devising a plan? But I've been actually this whole time while I was on the phone with Be Humble, I was trying to find that video. We might have to just play it next week. I'm so salty. I thought I sent it to myself, but I guess I didn't. But thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you for hitting the like button.